Hello everyone. Happy Monday. We've got some breaking news regarding Yes this morning. Just making sure that my audio is all good on this broadcast. Can you hear me? Those of you tuning in live or maybe in the archive, uh, can you hear me? Okay, so it sounds like I'm good. Okay, so the news that just came out is that Yes's Talk album is being reissued on May 24th. I woke up this morning. I'm not really a morning person, so it takes me a bit to like get out of bed and just go about my day. So I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw the Prog Magazine page, the Prog page shared this link where they talked about this news. And the headline is New 4 disc box set for, quote, Great Lost Yes album, unquote, Talk, due in May. Yes's 1994 album Talk will also be reissued as a limited edition double white vinyl release and on single CD. So I'll read the details of this in a moment, but this was very surprising. This is something I did not have on my radar. Talk is an album that for a long time people have been wanting to see like it become more available again. For a time, it wasn't available on official streaming channels, and then it was eventually. But yeah, this is an album where I wasn't sure that they'd ever do a big reissue like this. I kind of feel like anything beyond the 80s, like for Yes, like it's very difficult to imagine being reissued. Like a few years ago, we got the Union 30 box set, and there were mixed reviews about that, and that was by a different company, I should say. And that was a live box set, so there were like some audience recorded and shot things, but no Union, the studio album, like 30th anniversary edition. I'm sure very certain people I know for sure would love to have that plus the demos and alternate versions of the songs on it, but nothing came of that. And so this was quite a surprise, and it makes me wonder: is it possible at all to eventually get reissues of Magnification, the ladder, Open Your Eyes, the keys stuff? Like I don't know, but this was a huge surprise. Definitely not on my bingo card. So they're releasing this version of the album through Spirit of Unicorn Music on May 24th. It has been digitally remastered and will be released as a 4 disc deluxe edition featuring bonus studio material and a previously unreleased live show from Canandaigua in New York. Um, it's okay. So according to Forgotten Yesterdays, that show was on June 19th, if I remember correctly. I'm just opening it up to like I'm 99% sure. Yeah, that was oh, actually, yeah, June 19th. And it looks like that was the second show of the tour. There was okay, it says here there was Soccer Rocks the Globe opening concert in Chicago and then Binghamton and then this. So maybe the third show. But yeah, this show, I'm actually familiar with this recording and listening to that concert as a kid. So maybe this is like the nostalgia talking, but they picked a really good show for this box set. It's cool to see that being released officially alongside this. And I do have some thoughts on the track list. I'll get to that in a moment. Just making sure I don't miss out on any details from this article as I relay the news to you. So limited edition double white vinyl set and as a single CD. And there's also a video trailer with some of these details, included excerpts of The Calling and I'm Waiting. It says here Talk was originally released on the then newly formed Victory Music, part of the JVC company, headed up by Phil Carson, the record company executive who had been instrumental in the success of the band's 1983 album 90125. And of course, as we all know, this is the third and final Yes album to feature that 90125 lineup. And there's a quote from John Anderson here from exclusive new interviews featured in this. Okay, so it was. So John Anderson in this quote says, "It was just a beautiful time for me and Trev." That says here, enthuses singer John Anderson in the exclusive new interviews featured in the set from prog editor Jerry Ewing. And John continues, "It was a very harmonious experience for me. When I listen to Endless Dream, it's such a great piece of music. It's one of the great Yes pieces of music that not many people know. It's beautiful, and The Calling, I love it." And it goes here into how the album was recorded entirely digitally without using traditional tape. And of course, that was huge at the time. But there were problems along the way. There was a Northridge earthquake in January '94. Um, it was 6.7 on the Richter scale, and production had to be halted as the early Apple Mac computers they were working on were being affected. So, to put that in context, in its unedited form, the completed talk took up 34 gigabytes of memory, which today could be transferred via a flash drive in seconds. That's wild to think about. I mean, like, look how far we've come, and like that was 30 years ago, and this is actually a my copy of the talk CD, which I've had for I think about 15 years now. So that's half the time that the album has been around. Yeah, it's wild to think about, right? It's just technological advances. And it says here the record label went bust within weeks of its release. And so that has been sort of the reason why you haven't seen many reissues of this, I guess. It does mention the collector's edition from April 2002 on Spitfire Records, and in 2006 as part of the Yes album compilation box set, Essentially Yes, on Eagle Records. So I think that was the last time there was a official physical release, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this 30th anniversary release might quite possibly be the first time it's ever been on vinyl. Certainly in the U.S. I don't think this was ever on vinyl. Um, so it says here mentions a 77 date tour of the U.S., Canada, South America, and Japan. Ended October 11th, 1994. And there's a quote from Trevor Rabin saying, "My regret is I wish there was a live album. I wish we recorded some shows properly. It's just a board mix, but you can feel the energy from it." And we got there are some nice pictures in this article, which I'll link in the comments in a moment. But includes the track listing. So for the 4 CD set, so CD1, the original album, so that's the original 7 songs. CD2, talk versions, and so you got 8 tracks on this. The Calling special version, so that would be the 8-minute version. I'm guessing because that's what it was called on the Spitfire Records release. You know, it has that extra minute where it has that quiet section in the middle. Then track 2 is the Calling single edit. I think that may have appeared on some. I could be mistaken, but track 3, the Calling radio edit, and track 4 is an untitled Trevor Rabin instrumental. I wonder what that is, and if it may have seen the light of day in circles. Like, I'm very curious about that. Track 5 is Endless Dream Demo. Track 6 is Where Will You Be Instrumental. If I had to guess, I think that's probably what was on 90124, but I could be wrong. Maybe it could be an alternate instrumental version for all I know. Track 7 is an instrumental version of Walls, and track 8 is Endless Dream Excerpt Instrumental. So I'm very curious about these. Demos and different versions, they can be kind of a mixed bag. So I'm curious to see how these turned out, how they play off of each other in this sequence. But I'm glad that they're there for the people who are curious. I'm certainly curious about these. And then we have CD3 and CD4, which are both live in Canandaigua. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. June 19th, 1994, and that's in New York State. So tracks 1 through 8 on the first of those is I'm Waiting, The Calling, Rhythm of Love, Hearts, Real Love, Changes, Heart of the Sunrise, and Roundabout. And then the next disc is Cinema, City of Love, Make It Easy, Owner of a Lonely Heart, Trevor Rabin piano solo / And You and I've Seen All Good People, Walls, and Endless Dream. And these live tracks have been previously unreleased. Like they haven't been on an official set. So it's very exciting. I'm looking at the set list as it's listed on Forgotten Yesterdays, trying to see if they got everything. It looks like the tracks on here might be in a different sequence from how they appeared in concert. Because on Forgotten Yesterdays, they began with the Perpetual Change excerpt, and I don't see that listed here, so I wonder what happened there. But then there's The Calling, I'm Waiting, Rhythm of Love, Hearts, Real Love, Changes, Heart of the Sunrise, Cinema, City of Love, Make It Easy, Owner of a Lonely Heart, Where Will You Be, Rabin piano solo, And You and I've Seen All Good People, Walls, Endless Dream, and Roundabout. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to look back and forth and see if they got everything else apart from that missing perpetual change excerpt. Um, yeah, really should have cross checked this right before, but yeah, like the tracks are in a different order. I haven't tallied up the times, but if I had to guess, I would say maybe part of the scrambling of the tracking order, maybe it has something to do with trying to fit them on the CDs better. Although looking back and forth, it looks like there's not that much of a change. It's just that The Calling and I'm Waiting have um, switched spots on the official CD. Um, yeah, I'm just switching back and forth between tabs and making sure. Uh, yeah, so you're seeing this in real. Oh, and Roundabout. So Roundabout was at the end of the set list, but is moved up to the end of the first of these live discs, which kind of makes sense to me because we're so used to Roundabout ending the set, but Endless Dream as the final live track in this is just such a stronger choice, tracking order wise, in my opinion. And it looks like, other than that, the tracks on the second live disc are where they should be. Oh, actually, hang on. I may have discovered something. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So Where Will You Be is absent from the live track list on here. Um, yeah, and I wonder what the reason for that is because I do remember on that recording. Well, John does go on a bit, talking right before the song. I think he talks a bit about reincarnation and different nations and stuff like that before going into the song, and it really left an impression when I heard that way back when. Um, so yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there, but um, going further, There's also the 2 LP limited edition white vinyl. So on side A, you have The Calling and I'm Waiting. Side B, you have Real Love, State of Play, and Walls. Side C, Where Will You Be, Endless Dream. And then a bonus track on side D, The Calling Special Version. And then you have the single CD, which has like all the original 7 songs. And yeah, so this is available on Burning Shed and Cherry Red. You know, it's on those websites. I'm looking at the Burning Shed listing right now, actually. So this is all in British pounds from the looks of it. The Talk Deluxe and White Vinyl bundle is 81.98, and this is a bundle of the deluxe 4 CD and white double vinyl versions of Talk. And then you also got the Talk CD and white vinyl bundle, which is 44.98. And that includes vinyl and CD, a bundle of the CD and limited white double vinyl versions. And then you have the Talk 30th anniversary, 31.99. So, and that's just the vinyl by itself from the looks of it, the white vinyl. And then you have the box set, which it looks like it includes the 4 CDs. And let me look at this picture. Is it just the 4 CDs or is it the vinyl as well? Um, okay, zooming in on this. Okay, it might. Maybe it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe it's just the 4 CDs. But anyway, that one's 49.99. And then you have just one from the looks of it, just a normal CD by itself, 12.99. And again, that's all in British pounds. So I use a converter to figure out. So yeah, it's available to pre-order, and you know, I myself am trying to decide: do I just want the CDs or do I want the vinyl as well? Because like I don't have a record player, so if anything, it would just be for the eye candy of it all. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. Um, yeah, it's again, I was like really taken off guard by this because the other day we celebrated the Talk album, the 30th anniversary of it, and like if I'm being honest, like when we finished, I thought to myself, did we do enough justice to the album? And you know, maybe could have prepared some more stuff and organize things a bit differently. You know, there's just been so much going on lately, and so um, I did kind of have. I'm probably the only one who feels this, but I did have this feeling of like, oh, I'm not sure if we did the album complete justice, despite how much we gushed over it and whatnot. And so, but we finished that episode the other day, and I thought to myself, okay, I guess that's we won't be talking about anything talk related for probably a while. Like, not until like anything comes up in relation to something else, you know, something like that. Maybe when we have Trevor Rabin on again. Um, but then this news came up, and I was really pleasantly surprised. And yeah, I'm just so happy about this. And I know there are people who've been wanting Talk to be re-released, so I mean, in preparation for the 30th anniversary episode we did, there were so many positive comments about this album, so much that I had to omit from what we could read within a certain time. So there's a huge audience for this. You know, this album didn't quite hit the mainstream that hard back in the day, but in Yes fandom, it has so many admirers. This album, it's like I've said, it's my favorite of the Rabin era of Yes. I think it's Dad's favorite of that era as well. So yeah, great stuff. Hopefully we can have Trevor on again to talk about this. We're seeing what we can work out. But in any case, yeah, just go to Burning Shed or Cherry Red and pre-order this. Um, I'm just double checking that. I'm just curious like how the cherry red listing looks. Do, do, do. Okay, here it is. Okay, yeah, I think it's basically the same, but okay. Yeah, go ahead and like look at the listings on those sites and uh yeah, and yeah. Oh yeah, this comes out a week after Oliver Wakeman's Anamkara solo album, I think, which we talked about with him last Friday. So we fans are like really blessed with really cool stuff. Um yeah, so wait, is it the week before or 2 weeks before? I don't know. It's within the same month. Like we're getting some really cool stuff in May, which is great to see. You know, going into 2024, I feel like we knew less about what was going on and what we were getting. Like we knew about the upcoming Yes tour across the pond, but we didn't know a whole lot about some of the releases that would be coming out this year. So it's great to see that there are already some nice surprises release wise this year. So yeah, thanks for following what we do. Um, you can follow us at Yesshift on YouTube, Facebook. Search us in your podcasting app, and you'll probably find us. And you can email us via yesshiftpodcast@gmail.com. Thoughts, comments, suggestions, feedback. And yeah, thanks for following what we do. And we will see you all sometime soon. Thanks, everyone.